Hi, I'm going to be doing my technique demonstration on balloon releasing. And basically what that involves is you take a balloon and you either fill it with a message or you can attach the message via a string to the balloon and you send the balloon off into the sky and basically release it up to the heavens if you believe in that spiritually. Um, or just basically it's a representation of letting go and kind of gaining some closure when you've lost a loved one. This can be really beneficial to people that are just experiencing um, either survivor's guilt or people that are just been really traumatized and lost somebody in the process or had to experience witnessing somebody either experiencing severe harm or death. And I'm going to show you the materials that you're going to need, and I'm going to talk to you as we're doing it. You can look at the instruction sheet that's provided and you can follow along. I have to say, from a personal perspective, this was really something that was extremely therapeutic for my family. I lost my third child, and I had a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old who were really struggling to process that. And they were at CHOP, and the social work team had a really amazing um, grief support resource, I guess you could say. And a lot of parents came together and came up with this idea. And I have to say that even for myself, it was very healing. Um, I know my children just absolutely loved it. For them, they just couldn't understand death, and being able to see the balloon go off and just envisioning maybe their baby brother in heaven somewhere opening the balloon and reading the message was it was just really good for them. And I know myself too, as I watched the balloon ascend into the sky, it it made me feel like I don't even know how to express it, but it was like something beautiful in the midst of something really painful. Um, so I'm going to show you what we need. Basically, you're going to need, obviously, balloons. So I have balloons here. There is some string that you can use if you want to attach your message to the balloon rather than put it inside. I have to say that putting it inside can be tricky because even if you roll the paper very, very tightly, sometimes it's hard to get it into the top of the balloon. So that would be my preference, would be to attach it. So of course we need paper for our message. Um, I have a Sharpie marker that I'm using. You can use any kind of colored markers, colored pencils, pens, pencils, whatever. The reason I like to use a Sharpie is I like to draw on the balloon. It gets my kids more involved. They enjoy doing that, and the pictures that we draw on the balloons tend to help them as well. Here's a scissor for basically for cutting the string, and the last thing we have is our propane. This can be purchased at any Walmart, Michael's, Party City. Basically, craft and party stores are the easiest places to purchase it. And you can get any size. They make much smaller versions of this. But one thing that a lot of people like to do is invite other people to participate, in which case each person would need to have a balloon. And you might want to then get a larger size. And another thing people sometimes do, like for instance, the group that we were a part of was a pregnancy and infant loss awareness group. They take the whole entire group out and do it as a group activity. And so you could launch tons of balloons into the air and just see them all wafting away and how beautiful they are as they rise up into the clouds and the sun. And it just, you envision almost like an angel ascending into heaven. And it's a very neat process. So basically what you're going to do is you are going to take your balloon, and hopefully this propane works because I've been having a little bit of trouble with it today. It's been a little bit fickle on me. So here's our propane tank. You're going to twist it 4 times, 4 full turns in order to open it. And I believe this one is actually open at this point now. You're going to put the balloon securely over the spout, and then you're just going to push, and hopefully it works. Let's see. It's not fully open. Right, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, but basically you're going to turn it 4 full turns, and then you're just going to push it, and if it, and since mine is acting a little bit temperamental right now, I have one that I did earlier, and I will just show you that one. There's a trusty balloon. One thing I like to do is draw pictures because my kids really love the visual aspect of it. So we lost a little baby. So right now I'm going to draw our little baby son, Samuel, on the balloon. I'm drawing that right now. And he's in his little swaddling blanket. And it just says, "We love you, baby Samuel." And the kids really love that. So this was the design that I just did. "We love you, baby Samuel." And now I'm going to attach my message. So try not to do too large of a square because I don't want it to be too weighty for the balloon. And the kids can each write their own message. So for instance, my son might write something like, I think what he wrote last time we did it was, "I miss you." And "I love you." From Joe, your big brother. And of course, your message is personal, whatever you want to write in there. Some unspoken message to bring you some closure. So I'm punching a hole into my message right now. And I have this kind of fun string that I'm going to be using, but usually you can get this string when you go and purchase the helium. It tends to come with it, and it works wonderfully. So, but we had this laying around, and it was kind of pretty, so I'm going to attach this to it. And then I'm just going to tie that to the base of my balloon, right where the knot is. Usually. So this is my balloon with message. And at this point, usually what we'll do is my sons and I and my husband will maybe say a prayer together or share a poem, or sometimes my husband will bring his guitar and we might sing a song. Um, we used to sing a song to my son when he was in utero, and it was something that really soothed him. And so sometimes we would sing that song. Um, just anything that has meaning to you. And it just becomes a really special um, memoriam. So basically, at this point, we would just let the balloon ascend into the sky. It's gone. And as we watch it trail off, we're just basically sending up our love. And just, it's just a really nice way of visually representing the fact that there's a separation, that there's closure, and that there's a moving on process that's going to be beginning. And I really find that this was so meaningful for our family. So I hope that if you know somebody that is struggling in this area, that you might suggest this therapeutic technique. Thank you so much.